check in when you get here. I'm still trying to get set up. I have been doing stuff, and people have been texting me, writing me, and calling me, and it's been absolutely great to talk to everybody. But wow, do we have a lot to talk about? This has been crazy. I don't even know whether I'm lined up in this. Hey, let's do this. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the big show. Let me turn up my microphone here. I don't think it's up high enough. All right, there we go. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for middle Americans, everybody who cares about our country, cares about your neighborhoods, cares about your communities, cares about your states, the nation, the world, the universe. This is the place to come and find out, I don't know, some middle American perspectives. And right now, I'm telling you, right, we are all over the map. It's crazy. I was trying to be profound earlier today, and I had written somebody that had made a comment, and I didn't think that what I said was that controversial. I really didn't think that what I said was that controversial. But apparently, I'm pretty controversial. So, hello, Don Ledger. How you doing? Glad to see that you're here. Hi, Susie, Lance Jones, evening from Alaska. Bruce, Don Ledger. It's expensive. Yeah, the world is expensive. Greg Meyer, how you doing? Ammo Geek. Let's go. Let's hear it for Ammos. Oh, is my shirt right? I just noticed that. Oh, well. All right, so here's what the deal is. My hair is not coiffed. I forgot to run a brush through it before we got started, but I'm just a middle American trying to make it every single day in this world. So, where are we setting? Where we're setting is tonight is Donald Trump's last day in office, and sometime tomorrow they're going to have an inauguration, and Joe Biden is going to become the president of the United States. 46, I think. So I think DT. The Orange Man Bad, Donald Trump, Donald John Trump Jr., the first, whatever. I think that he was 45. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. So anyway, he's on his way out. We have a divided country. They're hunting down Americans for breaking into the Capitol, and there are 25,000, I would like to repeat that number, 25,000 armed National Guard members in the Capitol to defend the inauguration of the next president of the United States. Now, I'm going to start there because that's kind of like a big controversy. Well, there's a couple of things that happened. The first thing that happened is not only did Washington D.C. call out the National Guard, because Washington, D.C. is a really, really large city. It's considered a territory, but it's considered a city. It was donated by a couple of states, and they carved it out of their states in order to make the nation's capital. The reason why that's important is they have to have bodies available in order to be called up from a guard type of unit in order to augment the mayor of Washington, D.C., just like a governor of a state gets augmented and basically owns their National Guard. So, number one, Washington, D.C. called up the National Guard, and then the federal part of Washington, D.C. called up the National Guard, and then somebody said, hey, look here, we need to make sure we have backup, so we need to call another state, and we need to get some more backup. And then somebody else said, well, you know, we shouldn't just call one state. We should call all of the states. So they called all of the states and Puerto Rico. And by the way, sorry to diss Guam. Last time I was talking about the Guard. I'm going to bet that somewhere in Guam, they also sent people from the Guard in Guam to go participate this. So that's why the number started getting ballooned up. But then I believe that somebody somewhere said, you know what? If we say that we have evidence that there's going to be an armed attack on our federal election system, based on the fact that Trump supporters had a rally on the 6th of January And they all went there, and then the Capitol was under siege. It was under siege, but they didn't want to take it. That's what my position is, right? They wanted to go over there and they want to yell at the politicians, and they wanted to go, "We want our voices heard. We want our voices heard. We want our voices heard." And inside of that, there were three kind of people. Number one, the people that went up there and wanted to show support. Number two, the people that wanted to yell in politicians' faces. And number three, people that went, "Hey man, I'm going to take this really serious and I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some damage. And I'm going to let them know. And if I have the opportunity to punch somebody in the face, I'm going to punch somebody in the face." But at the end of the day, they were all planning on going home, high-fiving each other, drinking beers afterwards, and then cruising back to their house. That's what my honest feeling is. They wanted to go in there, have their voices heard, flip over a couple of tables, and then everybody was going to go home. Except the very, very few crazy people that said, "We're going to start some serious shit. And all of these people are going to go with us." So when they started some serious shit, all the other people went, "Whoa, I'm out, pulling chocks. I'm rolling, baby. I'm going back to all the places that I'm from." So, hello, Darla Stewart Bennett. How you doing? Hello, Lucky Jackson. Lucky Jackson, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I really do. So, here's where we're sitting. They went, and just to this is just to let everybody know. So they have some missions in the United States Air Force that are vice presidential support and presidential support. Everybody that's going to be in support of the President of the United States has to be certified and clear to be around the President of the United States. That's the job of the Secret Service. They basically vet everybody that's going to be around the President of the United States. When the President of the United States is going to go somewhere, then they have a forward team that goes to wherever the President's going to go, and they vet all of the people in that area, and then they vet the routes, and then they figure out where the defensive positions need to be, where offensive positions need to be. They need to figure out where they could have pinch points. They figure out alternate routes. They figure out all these things. They're very, very smart people, and they're very, very good at what they do. But everybody that's around the President of the United States or the incoming President of the United States at this time gets vetted. This is a standard thing. You are not just going to go walk into the White House. If you're going to go walk into the White House, you have to submit your name, your social security numbers, and they're going to do a background check on you before they even give you a tour of the White House. And it doesn't matter whether you have a friend in the White House, whether you know the President of the United States. It does not matter. They're going to check you out. And that's what they just did with 25,000 troops. But here's what the difference is. The difference is this time they publicized it because they wanted everybody to know, hey, look here. We believe that anybody that's speaking out against the incoming president or is in support of the last president that's going out, we want everybody to know that we're checking you. Now, here's what the thing is. When they did 25,000 troops and they put all their names in computers, they did all the background checks, they found 12 people inside of 25,000 that they said, yeah, your stuff's not checking out. So we're going to have to go. Now, I don't know why all those reasons were, right? It might have been an income issue, right? They might not have made enough money. They might have been very, very deep in debt. They might have been going through an ugly divorce. They might have had other mental instability issues that were found in this thing. So I don't know how many people 12 of 25,000 are, but that's pretty damn good as far as I'm concerned. You get 25,000 people, you're going to have some, people that are not going to pass the mustard. So let's ask the awesome phone. What percentage is 12 of 25,000?
0.048%.
0.048%. So less than 1/100th, less than 4/100ths of the people that they vetted that were in the National Guard didn't check out. But the rest of them did. But have you heard the vitriol on this? Have you heard the vitriol? I mean, it's absolutely terrible. They're actually saying that, somebody said this today, I couldn't even believe it, that the Guard is made up, the majority of people in the Guard are made up of white males. Right. Why? Well, the reason is because women and other genders volunteer less to be in the military than males. Inside of the demographics of all of the males in the country, 6% are black or African American, 30% are Hispanic or of other Latino descents, and then the other ones are white. So they only said 10% are, I don't know what the deal is, but they're already dividing it up. And then somebody had the balls to say, and those people support Trump. Here's what the thing is. When you take an oath to the Constitution of the United States military is very, very good, and the Guard and the Reserve and everybody else that's serving the country is very, very good about saying, hey, look here, we're going to try to be as apolitical as possible, because when we are in service to our country, we have to serve the country, not the people that are in charge. That means that you can have a total asshole in charge, and the troops are still going to do this stuff. Or you can have the nicest person in the world, and the troops are still going to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. The military is under civilian control of the presidency of the President of the United States, down to the Secretary of Defense, down through the secretaries of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Space Force, and they all have civilian leadership. So here's what the thing is: every one of the branches is led by civilians. All of the think tanks, civilians. All the undersecretaries of defenses, think tanks. They have an entire Department of Defense, right? That's run by civilians, for everybody that didn't know. And then everybody's like, hey, look here, we're all apolitical. We're all about the country. We're not about picking sides. Everybody be cool. Everybody be cool. You're not allowed to even really talk about politics while you're in uniform. You can do things off duty as long as it does not bring discredit to the United States military, and you can be politically active, but you cannot associate political activity with being in a uniform or military service, because they want the military service to be separate. So, Lucky Jackson says, news quoted the DOD saying that they were turned by their family members or members in their own units. Okay, that's awesome. So somebody said, hey, look here, you might want to vet this person and make sure that they're not crazy. Well, that makes sense to me. Listen, if my neighbor is a threat to the United States of America in any way, I'm probably going to call somebody and go, oh, my neighbor's crazy over there. You might want to go check that out. That's what good Americans do. And then they said they made them take another oath of loyalty when they were federally deputized. What's up with that? I don't know. Never heard of that. All right, so moving on. So, but why? What's another reason why they have 25,000 troops in Washington, D.C.? Right? Because they want to send a signal for nobody to cause any trouble. Now, this is going to do two things. Number one, that means that Democrats are not going to show up and Republicans are not going to show up. You want to know why? Because the Republicans that went up to the Capitol and then that stormed the Capitol, they're being hunted right now. The FBI is putting out tons of pictures all the way across. If they find out who those people are through face recognition cameras, they're going after them. There's been more than 100 arrests. Now they know that the FBI is coming to get you, and you are not going to be held harmless, and that you have the liability for your actions, which is what the point of the United States is that you are alone responsible for your actions. You can't go, well, I was just following the crowd. Yeah, but you followed the crowd. I don't care where the crowd goes. You've got a choice to follow them or not. You're responsible for your own actions. Well, everybody else is breaking windows, so I figured I'd just throw a chair through this sumbitch too. No, bad idea. Darla Stewart says, they make a vow to protect the Constitution and the commander-in-chief. It's not subjective to politics. Only ignorant people would say otherwise. Yes, ma'am. That's the way that it is, right? And the officers appointed over them as far as, the enlisted people go. But here's another reason why they did this. Number one, they really want to be able to say, look what we did. There was no trouble here. There's no trouble here. So that when they get done, they're going to say, because there was no trouble, we made the right call. And here's what the thing is. This is a military tactic. I don't know where it's written, but this is definitely a military tactic. When you can show overwhelming force so that your enemy doesn't even show up, you show overwhelming force so your enemy doesn't even show up. Strength through superior firepower, strength through numbers. It doesn't matter what it is. When you show up ready to roll, nobody else is going to show up to come against you. Because here's what the thing is. The United States military is the best military in the United States of the world. United States of the world. The United States military is the best military in the world. Right? All right, so what did I put in? Lucky Jack says, military.com has an article saying military members can't even attend political rallies, even when not in uniform. The Pentagon is even looking into if military members did attend, and they're going to go after them. Well, here's the thing is, they might do it. Tor Black, how you doing, buddy? Rest, Sun Tzu. By the way, I was just reading more of Sun Tzu earlier this weekend. So that was a few days ago. But yeah, I was actually reading Sun Tzu earlier this week. So, you just threw me off of the whole Sun Tzu comment, right? So here's what the thing is. There's little books. Where's my little brown book? Where's my little blue book? I got a little brown book. I got a little blue book around here somewhere. I don't know where they are right now, but I got a brown book and I got a blue book. And basically the brown book is military standards, and I got a 1-1, which is Doctrine of the United States of America. Oh, by the way, if you want to read DD 1-1, that's all of the doctrine that you need to know about the way the military works. And by the way, it is open and ready for anybody in the world to read. You can actually look for DD 1-1, and that's the military doctrine of the United States of America. We telegraph our punches because that's how good we are. What? So, all right, so let's get down to this president versus presidency thing that I was talking about. And here's the thing is, Tor said it was about overwhelming with mass. You betcha, bud. You betcha. That's how the rioters won the other day, is they had overwhelming numbers going into the Capitol. And if the Capitol Police were not willing to go to a level of violence that would stop them, and they had the ability to do that. They had the ability to just start mowing down people. Nobody would have gotten in there. Nobody would have gotten in. But you know what? When you have overwhelming numbers like they had at the Capitol on the 6th of January, and you're unwilling to go to a level of violence to stop them, whoever has the most number of people or the most mass is going to win. That's the way that it is. That's how they got into the Capitol. And that's why they got in the Capitol and they started snapping some selfies and they started going, hey, high-fiving each other, going, hey, man, we got in. By the way, Nancy Pelosi sucks and Trump is great and this is bullshit and we need to overturn it. That's what happened. So overwhelming force yields overwhelming prisoners. Yes, sir. Brown Book 2 Guide for NCOs. Chris Cap, you are 100%. And then Tor 36, 26, 18, the little brown book. I just don't have my copy. I have a copy in the room somewhere. I just don't have it with me. But yes, you got to have ways that you are going to act as a professional in the United States military. And the United States military prides itself a lot on the capabilities of their officers, their senior NCOs, their airmen and soldiers. And the reason why they do that is because it is an honorable job with an honorable possession. You are not on for one person. You are to defend the country. The country. All right, so let's talk about the president and president. So I went on somebody and somebody said, Wow, Trump really is a petulant and petty POS. Yeah. Yeah, he is, right? And then somebody said, what happened? And the response back to that, he denied the president-elect a government airplane. Biden had to charter his own airplane. Now, I do not know whether that is true. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I just found this. I thought it was funny because it sounds like something Trump would do. Oh, you're not president yet, so no, you don't get an airplane. Too bad. Walk from Delaware, Joe. It just sounds so spot on for exactly what Trump would do. And then somebody said he's greasy and it's petty. And anyway, so my response to this was pretty, I don't know. It's kind of, I'll just read it to you. That's the best way to do this. So let me scroll down. I said, I agreed. And well, he is responsible for, oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that's the second one. I said, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is one of the most clarifying moments I've had in the last 4 years. The presidency was not the worst ever. But Trump was definitely the worst president as a human being that I know of. Being petty, small-minded, narcissistic, a dickhead defined the man. The problem is his policies were not that bad for the country. But damn, is he an asshole. And good people can't get beyond that. And I don't blame anybody for being on either side. Everybody has these quirks of personality. Everybody has this thing about them that people like or people don't like. You know, they go, oh man, that's the nicest guy in the world. Or, oh wow, that guy's a jerk. Or, you know, this is the way that he is. But the simple fact of the matter is everybody knew who Donald Trump was before. We knew that he was an arrogant, narcissistic businessman that came into the White House, and all he wanted to do is win. That's all he still wants to do is win. He is going to push it as far as he possibly can to get his point across so that he can win. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know how petty the man can be. I don't know how narcissistic the man can be. I don't know all of these things about Donald Trump because I've never hung out with Donald Trump. My neighbor, I was over at my neighbor's house earlier today, and we were talking about this, and he goes, what's the thing about the show? And I said, well, it's going to be the presidency of Trump versus Trump, the president versus the presidency. And he was like, oh yeah, you got to separate the two of them out. Because here's what the deal is. I wouldn't want him to be my neighbor, but if I needed something done, he's the first guy I would call. So that's what the problem is. We don't have the ability to separate the man from the job. Listen to me. I guarantee that you guys have all had bosses that have got something in their closet. You have employees that have something in their closet. You have people with personality quirks that work for you that you go, man, how can you even hold a job? Holy smokes. Some people are lazy. Some people are too energetic. Some people are narcissistic or too focused or too not focused. There's so many different personalities in the world. And all that you're looking for is you're looking for somebody to put together a policy that can be decent. And here's what the deal is. Then all of a sudden, he comes in here, people don't like him, and then they started lying about him. And Democrats, you can't tell me that you didn't lie about Trump. It just came out in the last 2 days of the declassified Rockstar Hurricane or whatever the heck it was, that Christopher Steele literally made the whole thing up about Russian collusion because he wanted Clinton to win. That Clinton came up with the idea, printed it, and then this Steele guy went and found some crap, hookers peeing on beds in front of Donald Trump, which was quickly dispelled, and that Russia has something dirty on Donald Trump. Therefore, Donald Trump is colluding and Donald Trump is a spy and he's a Manchurian candidate and he's going to be at the highest office. That was pure bullshit. And you had an entire country believing that. And then you were like, oh, look at all these rape cases. My sister, really, this affects my sister. You want to know why? She is one of those people that cares about people so much that what people say about people matters to her. And she's got a heart. And when people tell lies to her, all of a sudden now she is like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do now? Because that's what all of us were doing. All of us were like, oh my God, we made the worst mistake ever. And then 2 years later, after $40 million, the Mueller report comes out and says, well, no, he didn't really collude with them. But we don't have any evidence to the contrary either that he could have, but we couldn't prove it. And then everybody went, see, he did it. He just hit it really well. And then 4 years later, it comes out Christopher Steele did an interview with somebody, and all the interviews that he did went, yeah, because I wanted Hillary Clinton to win because I didn't want England to have to deal with Donald Trump. So that's why I did it. I don't know why everybody else did it. That's why I did it. So then they were like, the Ukraine thing. They lied about Ukraine. All the people that were in Ukraine lied about Ukraine. It came down to one guy named Sondland, right? Came down to one guy named Sondland. He went, oh yeah, well the White House didn't tell me that. Nobody in the White House told me that. But I told everybody in Ukraine and everybody in Europe that Donald Trump wants a quid pro quo, and that in order to get a meeting, in order to get phone calls, in order to get aid, they're going to have to go after Biden. And then it went, who told you that? And he went, well, nobody told me that. I was making an assumption. So they lied to the American people for 4 years. You don't think that Donald Trump is going to fight back? You don't think that he's going to be petty and small? You don't think that he's going to have this thing? So now you have to take away all that. You have to take away all of that. Everything that Congress did, everything that they said, all the impeachment, all the collusion, you take away all of that and you go, what is kind of man is Donald Trump? Well, he's a narcissistic jerk that's running the country, trying to win all the time. He said, I'm going to build a wall. So he went and built a wall. He said, I'm going to make peace break out in Europe or in the Middle East. And the countries of Bahrain, Sudan, the UAE all signed peace deals with Israel. Serbia and Kosovo also signed peace deals. He cut immigration. He cut immigration. He lowered unemployment rate to the lowest ever. I mean, I'm just saying the dude had some big wins. So his presidency was not a failure. But the man, oh my gosh, there's so many people that just want him gone. Love the policy, hate the man. Love the game, hate the player. But that explains so much. And when my friend put that on there, I was like, oh my gosh, holy smokes, how apparent is that? That is so apparent. And now we find ourselves in a place where we have to decide about what one side is doing to the other. Because now we're divided up. And everybody's like, hey, look here, if you believe in Donald Trump, then you need to be reprogrammed. You just need to be reprogrammed. Because the way that you think is wrong. See, because some people have the ability to separate the presidency from the man. Right? The president and the presidency. Some people have the ability to separate the two. Like, what are the policies? What's going on? Is it good for the thing? It might be, but we're not putting up with that jerk. So I get it. So everybody that says, I don't want to put up with the jerk, now what they're saying is, if you supported the policies, then you supported the man. If you support the policies, you support the man. If you voted for him because you don't like these policies, then you like the man. And they can't separate the two between the presidency and the president. So now everybody that voted for the president is now a target, apparently. Apparently, because you support somebody, you're not allowed to say that you support somebody and why you support somebody, because now, apparently, and I don't know how this happened, you're a racist. I don't even know how race got into this thing. Where did the race thing come from? Oh, well, Donald Trump supports neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and he's a racist. So if I'm in church and I'm singing the songs and I'm having a good time and a Nazi comes in that I don't know and sits in the back row, now all of a sudden I'm a racist because I was just enjoying church. No, but you got to change church because there's Nazis there. The man that was in the church with you that you knew knows Nazis, and now you have to change church and you have to come to our church because your church, no good. What? How the hell did that work out? Well, he preached hate. Here's the thing is, now people are not allowed to have an opinion about this, right? This really is a simple matter of getting through the next 30 days. We really need to come together for the next 30 days. And we need to be able to put some of this stuff behind us. Get some water over the dam, right? Build a bridge. Be able to come together and say, every American has a valid voice here. It doesn't matter where you come from, what state, what territory, whatever. We need to be able to come together. We need to be able to communicate. Tomorrow, we got a new president. Tomorrow, we will not be talking about Trump. Trump is going to probably want to talk about Trump. But guess what? Trump has no effect on me. Trump has no effect on you. All I'm saying is decide how you're going to have a voice in your political system. Try to decide, where did the shirt go? Try to be able to have a voice at your local level, at your state level, and the federal level. Call people. Let them know what you think. Don't be silenced. Don't go to an education camp. And if you do go to a camp, go to one where they have marshmallows, hot dogs, scary core, and swimming and kayaking, because those are the fun kind of camps. This right here, Mickey in the middle, Operation 535. We got to get rid of all of the politicians. The reason we got to get rid of all of the politicians is because all of the politicians that are currently in the system know the system. We need to turn the table on the system. We need to vote all of them out. No incumbent survives. Greg said, I don't mind having an asshole for my president so long that my president does well for my country. A lot of people feel that way. Chris Cap says, reprogram this. Truth is, very inconvenient to the Democratic Party. He has very. It was support of the next administration. Great address. Aircraft. Okay, and then Lucky Jackson says, an aircraft is authorized by the GAO under presidential transition. These funds were authorized by Biden, and the plane didn't cost Biden a penny. I don't know. It was reported. Lucky Jackson says, Dale Carnegie said, when we hate our enemies, we give them power over us. Amen. Power over our sleep, appetites, and our happiness. They would dance with joy if they knew how much they were upsetting us. Our hating is not hurting them at all, but it is turning our own days and nights into a hellish turmoil. That is correct. And with that, that's going to be it for Mickey in the Middle. Remember, it doesn't matter who the president is. Separate the president from the presidency. I guarantee that every single president has done something in his or her life that you would not agree with. So separate the person from the job. Are they doing a good job? Are they not doing a good job? Are they working for the American people? Are they not working for the American people? Are we getting better or are we getting worse? And then go make your voice heard. So that's all we got for today. Thank you very much for paying attention. Remember, Mickey in the Middle, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central, right here for wherever I am. Glad I got on the air tonight. It was almost a tragedy again, but I'm here. So thank you very much. Love you very much. Remember to live, laugh, and love. Peace, everybody. See ya. Uh-oh, here we go. I got to hit the right number. Number 2.